Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let me put you on my speaker real fast. Yeah, I'm on. I hear you.
Well, today's segment would be about Crip traumatic stress disorder. So we had started off. I'm Elephant Moon TV, and I'm allow my guest to introduce himself. This man speaks for himself. Go ahead, good brother.
Yeah, my name Devious Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also Insane Talk on the Insane Talk channel. That'd be Insane Talk NFL boxing and more with the Insane Talk. Uh, I'm ready to chop it. I'm ready to chop this game with you, big homie.
Okay, well, I wanted to address the issue of CTSD. That's Crip traumatic stress disorder. That's something that I have struggled with over like 35 years. And it all stemmed from home. A lot of people that suffer from depression or hate, anger, violence, sadness, schizophrenia, uh, and so on, it started somewhere at home. Something happened to them or something happened to us to cause us to lean to the streets, lean to drugs. Some women lean to prostitution. Some people lean to alcohol. Some people lean to tobacco, lean to marijuana, PCP, cocaine, fentanyl, meth, LSD, and ecstasy, heroin. You just keep going. But I'm gonna elaborate later. But I'm gonna allow Devious Rap to kick it off. We're gonna start with the young people first, then the old people gonna clean it up. Okay, now let's go. Be quiet,
Uh,
Muttley.
so Muddy trying to get
Hey,
it in, huh?
yeah, be quiet. Oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing it live, man. You tripping? No.
Muddy say he got next. Muddy say he got next.
Yeah, Muttley better
But
kick
no.
back. Go ahead.
So the thing is this: when you're dealing with crip traumatic stress, right? So usually it starts off at the home. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
know it starts off at the home when we're young. When we have a two-parent home, I believe that leaves us out of the street, especially when you got a two-parent home that you know what I'm saying that's thriving. You know what I'm saying? You have a mother and father that's thriving and together. You know what I'm saying? That'll
yeah,
leave us that won't lead us to the street, that'll keep us away from the street. So when you're in a one parent home, I believe that's when the child, especially the young man, he venture out when he doesn't have the a brotherly figure, a father figure, and what he does is he finds that what he's looking for in the streets. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And for me, you know what I'm saying, growing up in East Long Beach, the same as you, I was attracted to what I seen. You know what I'm saying? I seen the drug dealers, I seen the gang bangers, I seen the pimps, I seen everything
addicted to
that
sight.
right. So, by me, I was so impressionable. I'm like, well, oh, well, this it right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the big homies with the Raider hats on and everybody out there with bitches and they having money and they having things. I'm like, oh, I like this. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having that fatherly figure to say, nah, homie, you're going to do it this way. You're going to stay in school. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Though we do have big homies that tell you to go to school, do sports or whatever. I was led with the real gangsters. You get what I'm saying? I was led with the real gangsters, and the gangsters was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And that appealed to
Mm-hmm.
me. You know what I'm saying? So like just like you did, I picked the niggas with the Raider hats on because they had the more credibility in my environment, in my hood. You know what I'm saying? The Insanes, they captured my attention. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be a member of the Insane. So, I took that delve in with them, and I became from the hood, and I went through all my trials and tribulations dealing with this insane crip shit because picking the game that I picked, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy pass. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
couldn't just get put on and then just, oh yeah, I'm from Insane and that's that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah.
And
Hey, it was rough.
right, and here comes the stress part. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm fighting with my enemies or even fighting with my own homies, because your own homies will test you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because the
yeah, yeah,
busters can't kick it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And they'll let you know, nigga, busters can't kick it. You know what I
At
mean?
all.
And,
Yeah.
and, and that's
Hey.
a real thing. That's a real thing, testing a nigga mental pressure. You know what I'm saying? How do you break under pressure? Going to jail, having to keep my mouth lock and key. You know what I'm saying? For I can keep the integrity of my gang and keep my integrity as a man, because what my hood taught me was how to be a man, how to go through the fire, bro, and still be a man. You know what I'm saying? I can clearly say, me being 40 years old now, I ain't on no nigga paperwork. I ain't never testified on nan nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what insane did teach me was, you know what I'm saying, at least that aspect of growing up in the environments and going through the juvenile halls, the penitentiaries, the county jails, just everything, you know what I'm saying, and having feeling like I had to have insane on my shoulders because that's was what I had. That's all I knew. This is what I was.
Yeah,
I had to protect me and my homies.
you had to look. You had to represent that to the fullest and highest degree. If you
Right.
didn't,
And
then
then
if you didn't, then it was repercussions behind that. That's
right,
traumatizing too. To take
right.
on that responsibility.
And then the name that I carried, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
didn't carry no light name, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You monster rabbit, little homie, like that shit means something, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That shit
Mm-hmm.
carries a lot because you can identify any homie. I don't give a fuck where you at. Oh, you know, Rabbit, they can. Oh yeah, he one of them hitters. Oh, you was young homie.
Yeah.
Okay, was you anything like him? So you gotta live up to that name because that nigga already
Mm-hmm.
had that mantra and that facade about itself. Like they knew this nigga was that. You know what I'm saying? So if you was ever looking for a gangster type of role model, you know what I'm saying, a smooth, you know what I'm saying, smooth just gangster and a young nigga at that, because he's still a young nigga too, just a couple of years older than me. So you know,
Yeah.
I had to live up to that expectation. And that's Crip traumatic stress on itself. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
That's
be long-winded. I'm gonna wait till the mic get back to me and I'm gonna delve in a little bit more.
well. It's not. You're not being long-winded. You just speaking facts because to take on the responsibility of cripping uh, is a hell of a responsibility, and it's like it's nonstop. It's not like a job. This is all year round till you die. 24 hours a day in your sleep, uh, outside your sleep when you wake up, when you're in the streets, when you're at church, wherever you at. You got to pay attention. You got to keep your head on swivel. You got to keep your eyes. You got to keep your eyes rotating like an eagle. But now, my anger issues and traumatic stress disorder first it stemmed at home. You know, my father was in Hollywood, and he played in several movies, and then he played in Hollywood Shuffle with friends with the Wayans brothers, Robert Townsend, Forrest Whitaker, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox. He was in with the in crowd, but it was something about him or his attitude, or he didn't want to sit on that couch. Maybe oh no, hey man, hey, you don't want to give it up. You got to go. So I don't know what it was, but the part that he had, he was supposed to play in Harlem Nights, and that part that Eddie Murphy had starred in was actually my father's role. But like I said, my father didn't comply, with protocol. And hey, you better be quiet. Hey man, excuse me, y'all. This is Muttley down here, making noise like we friends and stuff. I just fed you. Hey, but anyways, hold on, man. Excuse me, y'all. I just gotta.
Mudley said he want to tell his story three.
Nah, Muttley's. I don't need him in the background. But so my pops, Eddie Murphy slashed him from that role, and Eddie Murphy took on that role. And from that day forward, my pops became hell of abusive. It was a time where I came home from school and I thought he was gone, and he was there. And he seen my little folder, said ICG 3 times. At that time I was a little dirter. Before that I was a little bulldog. But uh, so my pops had tried to hang me over the balcony and douse me with lighter fluid and try to light me on fire to prove a point about I'll kill you if I let the Crips get you. But shit, the Crips already got me a long time ago. Shit, I've been right here on the avenue, 20 the King, paying attention to everything. I was addicted to sight. Once I became addicted to sight, I became addicted to cripping. And so he was abusive, and then something had happened between my sister, one of the homies, they was in a little, teenage love, like Slick Rick, teenage love, and well, she ended up getting pregnant, and my father found out, so she cried wolf. That's what I would say, and my father exploded, and my mother tricked me out of school and tried to trick me up in the house. Before I went up in the house, I went to the homie Kenny Brewster's house. I left my strap down there. He gave me the strap. Let me get that. He's like, your pop's up there tripping on me. He up there. He loud. He hitting walls, and he man, you better be careful. No, he better be careful because I ain't going for that shit today. So I went upstairs and Cub had fuck Insane Crips, fuck the Rolling 20 Crips, fuck the Bloods, fuck everything written in permanent ink on the wall throughout the living room and the dining room. I'm like, that nigga tripping. But he ran around swinging a fucking medieval chain, a biking chain with the ball, the jagged edges. It was rusty. He finna hit me with that. I pulled out that pistol so fast, say, cuz, if you think you're gonna hit me with that on Insane Crip, you're gonna die where you stand. And all the air went out of him. He wasn't tough no more. It went out. So, but I said all that to say was that my father created a lot of anger issues within me, and I took it to the streets, and I fueled my cripping with my anger, my emotions, my monstrosity of emotions that was straight irrational thinking, irrational decisions, wicked thinking, evil thinking. That's what it was about. That I wanted to be the hardest Crip that ever walked the earth of Long Beach earth. Not the turf, the earth. The Long Beach, we got our own earth. We can do our own thing. We different than all the other Crips from LA, Compton, Watts. Everybody got their different style, but ain't nothing smooth than the Long Beach nigga. But anyways, uh, and I was angry for years, man. A lot of people suffered. When I was angry and when I was mad, everybody felt it. The Rolling 20s, if I was in LA, Compton, wherever. When I was on bullshit, it was on. I was a shit starter. I stirred the pot, and I ran with a lot of people that had the same anger issues that I had. I grew up in a two-parent home, but shit, two parents, it means shit, because my mother chose my father over her kids. And I will make this about disclaimer. It's not really a disclaimer, man. It's a wake-up call. For all you women that choose men over your kids, you need to take your hand and say slap. Slap yourself and then say slap, slap, slap. Slap yourself 3 times because your kids come first. I don't care about no husband. Okay, you want to feed your husband first? Whatever. But I say kids eat first. You're grown ass man can eat last. Kids eat first, woman, then man. All that I've been at work all day, nigga. You chose that. Ain't no, ain't you don't receive no stripes. You don't receive no prizes. You don't receive no motherfucking raffle tickets or nothing for being a man. A man is a man, homie. Just like a motherfucker keeping it real. You being real. Ain't no parties for being real, homie. That's just who you are. And somewhere down the line, people recognize it and they're gonna reciprocate. They're gonna pay homage to you. Because I've been reciprocated for my cripping. I've been awarded, but not the way y'all think the awards are. It wasn't nothing like that. It might be a hug. It might be this, a little bit of that, woo, 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 wah. Can't go into detail because I can't tell you everything and I'm not. So if you think I'm going to tell you everything, this is the wrong podcast. We ain't doing Big U, we ain't doing Loose Cannon or Brick Baby, man. We ain't doing none of that. But anyways, that's how it was. And I'm gonna say this real quick, then I'm going to pass the mic. It took me to get to Kansas City, Missouri after I did 10 years, 8 months in the feds. And my ex-girlfriend, her name is Nicole Wyatt Boyd, Nicole, but we're going to say Nicole Wyatt. Hey, how you doing? But she told me, like, you run around, if you just talk to your father and tell him how you feel, then you'll release a whole lot of aggression and everything. And I didn't believe her at first. So I talked to called the nigga and talked to him, and I wasn't even mad at him no more. I was like, damn, I let that shit off. And but I was still, I didn't hold nothing against him, but I just wasn't for none with nobody. I still ain't for none with nobody, but I'm at peace with myself, you know. And I had to sit in St. Louis County Jail for a whole year because I threw a steak knife at my ex-girl son because he tried to get jumpy with me. And over the years, he always thought that I was a whole ass nigga, but I was giving him pads because I loved his mother. If you love the mother, you gotta love the kids. You can't love the mother, hurt her kids, and think, well, then I actually hurt her son, and you know they went to the fire station on me. But I sat in that jail. I sat in that jail for a whole year behind a door, and I figured myself out, and I figured people out, and I figured out this. In order for me to release myself from Crip traumatic stress disorder, I cannot allow myself to take shape or form to no one else's emotional tirade. So, meaning you must become formless, man, because being traumatized is to some people is an excuse to remain who they are, to be mad, to be angry, to hold grudges, to hate on a motherfucker, to talk shit about somebody, be two faced. Oh well, they did me like this. I'm gonna fuck that. I'm gonna do it. That's some bullshit. Break the monotony, man. But I'm gonna pass the mic. Go ahead, Rab.
I feel like, and yes, there's a big difference between Long Beach Insane and Long Beach Rolling 20s. Yeah, it's definitely a big difference. Those are two different entities. You can tell us apart by the gray and black and the gold and black. They were the Steelers, we were the Raiders. But getting back to the Crip stress traumatics, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, all the jails, you know what I'm saying, from the penitentiary, county jail, the juvenile hall, getting it in behind this insane shit. But what we don't mention is the homies that we lost. You feel what I'm saying? I got homies, three many homies tattooed on me that's just gone, that ain't never coming back behind the gang. And one that always touched my heart is my homie baby CJ, because it's like he was always with us. He was with us on the Ave. He was with us at Tiny Sidiki House on the North Side. He was with us everywhere. I even was in Camp Scobie with the homie. You know what I'm saying? When he was getting in thread with a homie from Hoover, you know what I'm saying? And we had to, like, I let them catch a fade, then I caught the homie back fade. Like, nigga, this is insane first. You know what I'm saying? Though the alliance is what the alliance is, this is my homie. You get what I'm saying? And then some homies that just couldn't keep it gangster. You know what I'm saying? That just didn't move on with the gang, you know what I'm saying? That's outcasted, that can't come back home because of fucked up shit they did. You get what I'm saying? But does that change the love that you have for the person? No, but I just can't Crip with you because of the situations that you chose to speak about with them people. You get what I'm saying? That stress you can never get over when you easting down the street and you with your boy and you hear shots and you don't know like what side is coming from. Like I say, our hood, you know what I'm saying? Insane. We the most hated, homie. We the
We
biggest
we
gang. We the
we
most hated.
we one of them because you know, like at one time the Rolling Twenties was loved. Now, you know, due to the different timelines, now the twenties is the most hated. You know what I'm saying? I'm within Long Beach, but I'm not there to really speak on any of that. But I'm gonna just get back to at hand that everyone suffers from some type of traumatic issue, some traumatic endeavor that was bestowed upon them that they didn't ask for. You know, and like I ain't I chose Crippin because the love I was trying to receive from my father and my mother, I wasn't getting it, so I went to the streets and got it, and that's where it was at. And a lot of my homies, a lot of the homies and homegirls, uh, they died and did get a chance to change or to relieve themselves of Crip traumatic stress disorder due to uh, them blueprinting my cripping or something I inspired them to do or something I inspired them to. I turned on the light in their head, and they took my word as platinum. And a lot of homies died, homegirls died, and there's a lot of homies that's sitting in prison for the rest of their life. Like the homie Little John John, he working on getting out. And what's up, Little John John? Uh, it's the homie Crazy John. Hopefully, uh, they won't give him the death penalty, but you know, he changed over the years, but sitting in that cell. But does he have a chance to get out and to express it? Who knows? Hopefully he does, you know. Big ups, big CJ, I love you, homie. And but a lot of people Uh, excuse me. I like my Migo hat up. My straw hat's up, so I look like a Pepe. But uh, a lot of people be like the homegirl crazy. The homegirl crazy. She in jail for homicide, 2 homicides, and I believe she had changed, but uh, she don't have a chance. She haven't. She a lot of people ain't getting out of jail. They ain't letting them out, but they changed. But it's good for what's going on inside of them and their spirit, their mind, so they can be at peace when their eyes close. But at the same time, man, if I got something to do with it from last year to this day forward, man, I'm gonna speak peace into you. I'm not gonna tell you nothing negative. I'm not gonna lead you down no dark street. If I lead you to hell, on my mama, we going together. If I'm gonna lead you down this dark alley, there's a bunch of fire and bullets and razors, and I'm gonna say this that way. I'm gonna be leading the pack. I ain't finna lead you down that street because I ain't going there. So why would I take you somewhere where I ain't gonna go? Feed you something I
Right.
ain't gonna eat. Go ahead, Brad.
But we do got big homies, and it's not even on them. It's just that, you know what I'm saying, they situations that would lead you there, and a lot of big homies that won't. A lot of OG homies, you know what I'm saying, they, and you pay dog, you know, because you grew up with them. They really with the bullshit. They really want to put that work in. They want to put the set on the map. You know what I'm saying? Though the
Still
20s
do
may have
right now.
up, right? Though the 20s may kicked up a little dust, that's in Long Beach. We got hate in LA. We got
Oh
hate
yeah,
in
yeah,
these
yeah,
other places. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Just from the alliances that we pick, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We
But just
stand on
being the
this
Crip from
track.
California, motherfuckers,
Right.
is a hate uh uh and man, it's deep. But go ahead, good brother. I ain't trying to
Yeah.
interrupt you. I'm
We
just
stand on this tray and this eye. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all of us. You know what I mean? And like I say, the stress is our homies then passed away, our homegirls then passed away. You know, we getting older, we having kids, you know what I'm saying? But we still got that, you know what I'm saying, that insane in us. And it's hard to remove something that you've been embedded with since you were a kid. I've been banging the same Crip since I was 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was claiming it when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to my big homie, he decided, okay, nigga, it's time for you to get put on. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, when I got put on, that love that a nigga felt, like I never felt that type of love in my life. You feel what I'm saying? At that moment, because I didn't have that father figure to give me that love. But I knew my homies loved me. You know what I'm saying? I knew my homies loved me because right after I get put on, it was on Hood Day, and we slide to the Ave by Ray Manson house. The OG homie out there smoking wet. I'm thinking it's some weed. I'm trying to be cool and fit in. I grabbed for it thinking it's the weed. At the time, I ain't even gonna mention the nigga name, but the nigga snacked it out my hand. You feel me? Like, nigga, stop smoking. You know what I'm saying? Don't puff that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Stop. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, pass you something. Don't. You know what I'm saying? See what it is first.
you got to
You know.
investigate.
Right. And I always appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Them late nights doing what we do. You get what I'm saying, homie? That's camaraderie. Like, the set is the set though. You know what I'm saying? A nigga gonna love Insane Crip like to the death of me. But the traumas is still there, homie. The bullshit is still in my mind, cuz like all the fights, you know what I'm saying? Nigga getting chased, niggas just getting whooped. I done seen so much dealing with Insane Crip, bro, that I'm like almost, homie. I feel like I'm desensitized to a lot of gangster shit that going around me because I'm like, oh, this shit going in the hood. Even though I'm where I'm at now, I find myself around other insane Crips because the hood then ventured out in other spots. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other niggas, and I feel like I'm so knee deep in hollering at the homie from this state, this state, this state, this state, that state. You know what I'm saying? I'm tied in with my brothers because Insane ain't just a gang, homie. This shit is a brotherhood, bro. This like the chosen few bicycle, motorcycle club. This like that to me. Like, this is what it is. This is insane, bro. This is what it is, homie. And to have a family, to have children and shit like that, but to still be, nigga, this insane. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's an insane way of thinking or I'm still thinking in my youth. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm able to separate the two, and I won't give up the two. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. It makes sense. But see, it's like this. Uh, as far as the CIA, FBI, DA, and the government, we all labeled as gang members and terrorists, but urban terrorists. And the urban terrorists come from when you act out certain shit. But see me, this is insane to our this eye, homie. But as far as me, it's inside me. I don't promote it. I promote it. I throw up the hood. I see walk. I be to myself in my own zone. I ain't around the homies. I around the other homie rap. But as far as out there, just I ain't in Long Beach. I ain't, me the people I terrorized changed, and I ain't forgot what I did. You know what I'm saying? You can't never forget what you did, but you can move on. It's just when you get back in that environment, you're around the type of people that's with the bullshit that's on go. Then you gotta be able to adapt. You gotta be able to switch right back into go mode. You can't never leave the get down when you get mad at me. Silence of violence should never leave you till your eyes closed. And I feel like ain't nobody above death, but if you pay attention to your surroundings and you pay attention to people you keep around you, you can avoid a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you out there shaking everybody's hand, hugging and smoking and drinking, motherfuckers being cool, you ain't gonna see what's coming because you don't know where it's coming from because you're involved with too many people. You know what I'm saying? So insane gonna always be there, but my thing is for the podcast is for us to uplift and elevate those that want to be uplifted and elevated, those want to tune in, tap in, and even if we can consciously reach some of the homies and homegirls that's searching for change, but scared to speak it out into existence, or scared to show it, or afraid that, or allowing other people's opinion to be opinion of their own, which will stagnate them. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, the traumatic stress disorder, it's something that can be worked on. It's called mental health. You gotta reestablish mental health. We suffer from mental illnesses, and Crip traumatic stress disorder is a mental illness, homie. And to think it's not is it's straight insane. You know what I'm saying? But I'm brilliantly insane. Hey, no. But man, shit, homie. A lot of things that transpired, I can't take back what I did, and I have had atonement with myself. I'm not looking for atonement with everybody else and letting everybody fuck everybody else. I ain't care about y'all opinion. I don't care how you feel. Just stay in your lane and watch your tone, and we straight. But my atonement come from self. It's like redefine definition of you. You got to redefine definition of your association with yourself. And once you redefine the definition of you, and you stand on business as far as why you holding yourself accountable for your actions and deeds, and you watching what you say to people, you watching how you reacting, you keep your emotions in check. You're not letting trigger words or trigger things to trigger you into taking shape and form to somebody else's vibrations, negative vibrations, low vibrations. You know what I'm saying? But man, it is what it is. But I'm gonna let you close out for us, good brother, because I have something I got to take care of,
Okay.
and I don't want to hold everybody up, or I don't want to disappoint nobody, and I don't want to cut it short. But this is my notice, so go ahead, good brother.
Well,
Ending on a
I'm a,
positive note.
definitely. Though we are, though there is Crip traumatic stress, you know what I'm saying, we still find a way to grow from it. You know what I'm saying? We don't let those traumatics hold us down. You know what I'm saying? We always try to live in our higher self, though we still dwell in our lower selves. That's the difference between hell and hell. It's your lower self where you dwell, in your higher self, the way you think, your mentality. Your mentality can change, but I believe in a yin and yang, and I do believe that the good and the bad mix together, and that makes it human. You get what I'm saying? And those are things that we battle with in ourselves. Though whatever you get yourself involved in, be 100% involved in that, but still evolve in the same way. And this is only part one, so you guys are
Don't
gonna get
dissolve, evolve.
evolve, right?
But
So this is only part one. You guys are gonna get other parts to this. You know what I'm saying? With me and my OG homie. You know
we
what I'm
do
saying?
three, so
Yeah,
this is
definitely.
part
So
one.
We just gonna give it to y'all the insane way. And with that being said, I'm insane talk, as you can see, and you can catch me on the Insane Talk podcast with Insane Talk, NFL, boxing, and more. And with that being said, man, this trades up to my days up, and I'm
And hold up. And so I would like everybody that's watching, or anybody that taps in, to please like and subscribe. Insane Talk, Elephant Moon TV, and to also know that uh, nothing happens before it's time. You never know when you're going till you get there. So know this, that change don't happen overnight, man. Change happens, when you decide that you won't change. And you best believe when you're looking for change and to better your mental health, you're gonna be tested. But only you gonna know that you've been tested because you know what you prayed for. So when you pray for something, it's gonna come to you. It's gonna come to you like a curveball, maybe. A low ball, curveball, overhand. You just never know. It might come as an air ball, a flop. But pay attention to what you pray for, man. And when it's in your face, man, take heed and internalize a lesson, and every day you'll get better, man. Other than that, that's Moon TV, Insane Talk, Boxing, and more. We love y'all. Trades when we raise. 3 fingers, baby. Later.